I thought he's been great. He's been making shots. But I think the biggest thing for me is he's competing like the Klay Thompson that we all know. And that's who everybody loves. That's the guy who, goes in Game 6 and put the team on his back and carries. It's that type of demeanor that he's hitting the floor with. And although it's not the offensive explosion that everyone's used to, you're getting consistent shot making on the offensive side, and he's playing defense and battling and rebounding on this side. He had one rebound last game. That was like the hardest earned one rebound I've ever seen, and he battled and got his hand on a lot of rebounds. So he's playing beautiful playoff basketball. You're starting to see him move like that again, but I think that's been over the last few weeks of the season where, you're starting to see him guard point guards again. And then I think the added strength is helping him, when we go small, he can guard the bigger guy. He's helping rebound. So, starting to see the lateral quickness come back, but the extra strength is helping, especially, like I said, that smaller lineup.
Draymmond, Steve said, obviously there's a good vibe at 3-0, but he needs to stay on edge, is the way he put it. What can you do? What do you do to keep your teammates sort of on edge when you're obviously ahead?
I don't think any of us want to play on Tuesday, so, Wednesday.
Right.
Oh, I don't even know the day of the game.
Right.
You got a chance to close out a series, you want to close it out, so. This ain't our first rodeo. I don't need to walk around like, God, stay locked in. We know what the task at hand. We know what the things that we need to do to win the game. And that's kind of what it boils down to.
What have you thought of Wiggins rebounding in this series?
Thought it's been great. I've said it since game 1. He's doing all the little things. He's cleaning up the glass. He's defending, taking back cuts away. He's in help position. He's doing all the little things. I think the series that he's had has been brilliant. And that's impressive for a guy who's a 20-point-a-night guy. What is he averaging, 10 points a game? And I think he's having an incredible series. So, it's great to see guys kind of filling in and plugging in where you see we need the help.
Dre, what has Jordan Poole done to earn your trust and the Core's trust as a voice here in the playoffs, not just as a player, as a voice in those huddles when you're talking to you guys listening? What has he done?
I don't think anyone really listens when he talks. No, I'm just playing. He's been great, and I think the thing that you look from a guy is the way they compete, and if a guy's going to go out there and compete, he's going to answer the bell, he's not backing down from no challenge. You listen to that guy, but if it's the opposite, and he's giving up back doors, or he's not defending, or he's not battling, or he's not answering the bell, then you kind of don't want to hear it, So with the way that he's answered the bell and continues to compete, that you earn that responsibility, and it has to start somewhere. So, it's great to see him flourishing and gaining more and more confidence, because that can be an intimidating thing when you can look around and see 5 guys who has multiple championship rings, or that can be intimidating. But that's who he is. He's not afraid of any moment. He's not afraid of any situation. So, it's been beneficial. It's good to see. It also means that he's learning and he's picking up the things that you need to pick up in order to see him continue to grow. I never doubted that I would get back to this level, or that we would get back to this level. I think, when you're in these type of situations, that energy is just there. It's natural. You come up with a big stop on the road, you feel that. And so it doesn't, And so, coming into this, I was talking to my wife last night. She's like, how do you feel? like I feel like I'm in a familiar space. Like all of this just, like I feel so at peace because all of this just feels so familiar. And you know, when you end up in situations like that, you know, all the marbles, that's for everything. You gotta dig deep and figure it out. And, you know, like I said the other night, Joker had, you know, he had destroyed me the entire night, whether it was on the post, attacking closeouts. He had got the better of me the whole night, but ultimately, you know, it's money time. You gotta figure out a way. I think it's helped a lot. You know, you 5 straight finals runs. It's like a whole extra year and a half of basketball. In a very short period of time, you mix an Olympics in there, and you know, it's a lot of basketball. So I think as good as it's been physically, the mental has been even better. And, you know, it's allowed for me to find appreciation in these situations. You know, you go through it 5 years in a row and you just expect it. And, you know, like, that's just where you're supposed to be. And then, you know, a couple years of not doing it, and it's like, hey, man, like, this regular season basketball, y'all can have this. Like, trying to get to the playoffs and play that basketball. That's the fun basketball. I saw a tweet from Brian the other day, like, hurts. Like, you put everything you got into this, and you go home and you watch the postseason, like, and guys play for everything, and, like, you didn't go into the season and not work as hard. Like, you still put your work in. And so to not be able to flourish on this stage, like, that's what it's all about. And so for me, I've been dying to get back here. Like, to be back here, I feel like I have to take more advantage of this opportunity than ever. But I just have a much deeper appreciation for it. Like, I know it cannot happen. Before, I didn't know it could not happen. I know it cannot happen now, and I have a deeper appreciation for these situations.
Have you ever seen someone improve as much and as quickly as Jordan?
No, that's why he should have been the most improved player. But the name of the award should be changed because that it's false. Guy was on the. I'm gonna keep talking about this, by the way. So whoever's sick of it may want to plug your ears or something. But nope. But it's coming. I think if I just keep talking, I don't need to make a petition. That is the petition. But I think it's just ridiculous. Again, if you can find me anybody that's a finalist that made a bigger jump than from third team All G League to being the #1 option so far on the championship contending team, then by all means, shut me up. But I don't think I can find a basketball head that can make that argument. So, yeah,
Draymmond,
it's ridiculous.
Dre, is there a moment that you can think of with Jordan at his lowest time that makes his climb even more remarkable now?
I think him being in the G League bubble and like calling and talking to him like, yo, how's it going? Like, how's your attitude? Like, how, what's going there? He like, oh, man, I'm just grinding. Like, it's all right, but it is what it is. I'm just keep working hard and like to talk to a kid in that situation where he's in his second year. One of the good things and bad things about this league is you have a very short time to prove yourself, to where decisions have to be made on a lot of money. And for him, you're in your second year and you're being sent down to the G League on a non-playoff team. Like, we didn't make the playoffs last year. He's being sent to the G League bubble. That wasn't like 2017 Warriors he was being sent down. He was on a non-playoff team, getting sent down to the bubble. And to see, his maturity, it's been incredible because the work ethic has always been there. I think you can probably go look at arcs when the kid was in his first couple months and everybody like, yo, this kid works really hard. I think the maturity that those situations and going through those situations has given him is the reason why you see him flourishing on this stage. And it's utterly ridiculous that he's not a finalist for the Most Improved Player Award.
How would you describe like your dynamic in your relationship with Jordan Poole? Is it like little brother, big bro, or like how does that work?
It's like father son.
Father-son.
No, I'm just playing. No, absolutely. The thing I love about Jordan is he's very inquisitive. He asks a million questions, and for me, I like to teach. I like to share knowledge. I like to try to give to young guys everything that I can possibly give to them. Basketball ain't like banking. Like I can't give this game for the next 30 years. You can in some capacity, but not from this point of view, not from player to player. And so I think it's important that you give these guys the game. And when you have a young guy like that who's seeking it and asking a million questions and want to do the right thing and works hard, for me, I take pride in it. I think that is your responsibility as a guy who continues to grow in this league, to give everything you got to the next guy. And those that don't, whack to me. Like, you can't take this game with you. I be in the game trying to teach young guys stuff like, yo, you did this, you probably should have did that. Like, at the end of the day, it's a basketball game. But ultimately, if you can help make this a better product, it's a better product for all of us.
What should they change the name to?
I'm not sure exactly. Like I said, I think it should be like a young MVP or something. Because that's kind of what it is. Ja Morant being most improved player is just ridiculous. Like, Ja Morant was incredible last year. He's most improved player. I don't get it, but
He even said that.
I don't understand it for the life of me. Like, I thought Ja Morant sent us home last year. He's sending guys home this year. Like, I don't see the most improved part. Again, what I do see is the MVP caliber part. I 100% see that. But most improved? It's either disrespectful to watching him last year or somebody don't know something. One of the two. You couldn't watch him and figure out last year, like, man, this kid is really good. Or somebody's totally disrespecting him in what he did last year. Either way, both of them are so wrong. But, again, if DeJounte Murray is in that conversation, 29th pick, grind it, ACL, all-star now, 100% get it. But Ja Morant, was Ja Morant an all-star last year? No?
This is his first year.
Yeah, it should have been. Snub. But whatever, man. I can go on and on about this for years.
It's like a layup for us.
Yeah, it's pathetic.
We really need Ray to make that
Last
decision
question.
for
What
you.
about Jordan? You talked about the product. What have you just thought of playoff basketball this year?
I think it's been great. I think, you look at that Boston and Brooklyn series, that's been great basketball. If you're Brooklyn, you're walking out of there like, man, we should have won both of these games. And you're down 0-2. If you're Boston, you're walking out of there like, we're up 2-0 and we should have lost. Like, we didn't play very well. That's exciting because if you're both teams, you're like, we can play much better. And if those two teams can play much better, how much more exciting is that series going to be if those two teams can play better? You look at Dallas and how they're competing without Luka Doncic. Like, that's incredible. And Jalen Brunson stepping up. Like, now is the time that you see stars being made. And I think it's been a really good playoff so far. And I expect that to get better and better. I think it's a lot of teams in this league that are good. I don't know if there's many great teams in this league, but I think there are a lot of teams that's good, which makes for great parity, which makes for great basketball.